Hello, Rama Rama Popoda. Hi all, hope all are happy, having a healthy life, living peacefully, and feeling very relaxed. Now, today, let's continue with chapter 1 Panch Pandav Cave Unity of Religion. Panch Pandav Cave is on the Kadri Hill at the distance of 2 miles from Mangalore town. Of the 6 caves on this hill, the one occupied by Ramdas was the largest. It is situated that at dawn the sun rays pierced straight through the darkness inside the cave, flooding it with their golden effulgence. He remained in the cave for nearly 3 months. He was then clad in a coarse kadar cloth and used for asan and bed a bare deerskin. A tiny earthen dish was with cotton wick and coconut oil served the purpose of a lamp. Added to this, a copper water pot comprised his equipment in that solitary retreat. His diet consisted of milk and plantains twice a day. During the day, he had a stream of visitors from the town and other parts of the district. They would take unfeigned delight in listening to the story of his travels and experiences in the course of a year's absence. The visitors were drawn from all castes and creeds, Hindus, Christians, and Mohammedans, all alike vied with each other in granting him the joy of their company. Itinerant sadhus and sannyasins would also bless him with their visits. He discoursed with the Hindus upon the one supreme Brahman as the sole cause of creation, preservation, and destruction. This great reality had incarnated in India and other parts of the world in different ages to subdue evil and establish the rule of love and righteousness. Rama, Krishna, Buddha, the great rishis, Mahatmas, and saints point to the one goal as the highest aim of life, viz., liberation and union with God. Human life is solely intended for attaining this blessed stage. The Supreme Lord is seated in the hearts of all beings and creatures. He is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Satchit Ananda. You can realize him to one point devotion and complete self surrender. The initial step on the path to this goal is purity and control of mind, which is acquired through concentration. An easy method for concentration is constant repetition of the divine name and performance of all actions as a sacrifice to the Lord. You may call God by any name, Rama, Krishna, Shiva, or any other you hold dear. Name itself is Brahman. The reiteration of the name coupled with the meditation on the attributes of God purifies the mind. Prayers, hymns, and fasting are necessary aids. You must develop the divine qualities of compassion, peace, and forgiveness. God reveals himself in the heart in which these ennobling virtues reside. Now the divine light shining within you dissolves the ego sense and your identity with the Godhead is realized. The experience grants you knowledge of immortality. Therefore, you dwell in a divine consciousness and your vision becomes universalized, bringing you supreme peace and ecstasy. Now, it is that you behold the whole universe as the very expression of God, whom you have discovered within you. Now, God is everywhere for you, in everybody and everything. This transcendent vision unlocks the infinite fountain of love in your heart, a love that fills and embraces the entire cosmos. All distinctions now disappear in the equality of this vision. This supreme state of beatitude bestows on you liberation and immortal joy. Belief, incarnations, or divine teachers, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Zoroaster, and others are also manifestations of the same great truth. Verily, all the different religions are so many paths that lead mankind to the one universal God. To the Mohammedans, Ramdas would speak of Allah and Muhammad. Allah means the Almighty. Islam signifies the way to peace. God is indeed all power and peace. Prophet Muhammad established Islam among the warring and ignorant tribes of Arabia so as to awaken in them the spirit of peace, love, and brotherhood. He taught the way to reach Allah, the Almighty, how to attain Him. He says, surrender your will to Allah's will. Have full faith in His omnipotence and understand that everything happens by His will. Self-surrender is the path pointed out by Muhammad. He emphasized that surrender comes only through perfect self-control by prayer and fasting. He enjoins upon his followers to say namaz or prayers at least 5 times a day. This communion would keep them in continued recollection of God, forming a strong basis for a life of purity and peace. Conditions for this attainment are practice of love, compassion, and kindness to all fellow beings. He held that they should exercise toleration towards other faiths, which should also take the aspiring souls towards God. His dictum is really this: there should be no compulsion in religion. He laid specific stress upon charity, sincerity, honesty, and fellow feeling. He preached that unity born of self-service and mutual love makes you recognize the oneness and omnipotence of God. To realize unity amongst mankind is to dwell in the one God in the mansion of eternal power and peace, and to earn everlasting love. To the Christians, Ramdas would say, to have faith in Christ means to accept Him as your ideal. Your sole aim should be to attain the Christ ideal and live up to His pure and selfless life. Let the thought of the Christ ideal possess your very soul and inspire your life and its activities. Christ is an embodiment of divine love. He defines God as love, and that is truth he has come to prove in his life. What is the nature of love? He emanates. It is a mingled perfume of meekness, purity, and mercy. Blessed is he who is filled with the fragrance of love, because he will then be a true and accepted child of God. Love of God has become manifest in him. He exhorts, love one another, and God dwells in you. It is this supreme love that converts you into the image of God. This supreme love enables you to enter into the kingdom of eternal happiness. Kingdom of heaven is nothing but a blissful consciousness which is born of everlasting life. He reveals the secret of his kingdom when he says, the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Father and Son are one. Identification with the Son is identification with the Father. Father is the eternal peace manifest as the Son, the infinite love. So your life should be ruled by Christ, that is love. Then he leads you to the realm of the Father, the absolute peace. Do not think that Christ is the only way to salvation. Great souls have been long before Christ holding aloft the torch of divine knowledge for the illumination of the world. Christ held humility as the highest virtue, love and sympathy for all alike as the criterion of conduct, and resignation to the will of God as the means for the attainment of the kingdom of heaven or everlasting life and peace. Ramdas did not belong to any particular creed. He firmly believed that all creeds, faiths, and religions are different paths which ultimately converged to the same goal. The very sight of Mohammedan would remind him of a Muhammad. Of a Christian, Jesus Christ. Of a Hindu, Rama, Krishna, or Shiva. And of a Buddhist, Buddha. Of a Parsi, Zoroaster. All the great teachers of the world are from one God, the first eternal cause of all existence, whether it be in the Gita or the Bible or the Quran or the Zen Avesta. We find the same note insisting ringing with self surrender is the supreme way to liberation or salvation. Instrument in divine hands. Reverting to the mode of life Ramdas was leading in the cave. He would rise at about 3 o'clock early morning and run down directly to the water tanks for bath. Though the path to the tanks were rough and risky, he would not forego his morning dip even in the darkest night. After bath, he would sit in an asana for meditation till daybreak. That's all, folk. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Popoda.